Okay, looks like we're live. And people in the chat already. Hi, Average Kid and Nobody and Frank and Locust Trooper. Glad to see you, unless that was old things. That's interesting. I'm seeing people in chat and the view counter on the actual Hangout is saying there's no one there. And hey, Taz, how are you going? Now the view count is caught up. Good. Yay, Taz is on. And High Priestess Sice and Belinda. Frank, I haven't seen CK. Locust Troopers picking up the slack on the randiness front lately. Hey, Toby. And hey, Catherine. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks, Taz. All is well in the world as far as things go with me. So, you know, it's good to share some time. Ooh, I should have closed the door over there and I didn't. That's okay. I'm sure someone else will if I bother them. Hey, Charlie, how are you doing? So, yeah, I finally found some software to adjust the settings on this new webcam. We go. Oh, good God. Okay. Hey, Becca, how's it going? Well, these are my new glasses. They're a lot more understated than my other ones. I thought I'd only had the other one for about 18 months, but turns out I had them for 2.5 years. I didn't actually realize I'd missed a year, but so yes, seeing I pay for health insurance that has optical cover. Yeah, sorry, yeah, close it. I forgot to close it. Sorry. Yes, seeing as I pay for health insurance that covers optical, I decided to go out, got my eyes tested because I haven't been done for 2 years, and got new glasses. It's all good. Locust Trooper, doing fine, thank you. Tassie, these are less Harry Potter than my other ones, I reckon. Although I wasn't really thinking Harry Potter when I got the other ones. To me, they were more Matt Smith as Doctor Who, but yes. Hey, Tendai, how's it going? Yeah, it's weird how fast time can get past you, Becca. Yeah, like because I basically get a free set of glasses each year, so I kind of missed out if I didn't get them last year, but I thought I'd definitely get them now. And yeah, these ones stood out. I thought I was looking at all the ones on the racks, and this is not that the other ones were bad, but these are the only ones I saw that I actively liked. So I did the bold thing, didn't even get Mrs. Angry to check him out. I just decided these looked good, and they have met with approval on the home front. So new glasses, so exciting. Oh, Locust Troopers, sorry, dude. Got to disappoint you on that front. No judgment involved. Just not into dudes that way, huh? Nobody. You had to send a hostile letter to the church. What did they do that caused a problem for you? I bet you got really bad video. Mine, mine had slightly changed. Had to get a new prescription. These are a bit sharper than my other ones are. Yes, Line Spider. I worked out what software to use to actually adjust the settings on the camera, so I don't look so pale and pasty. Pale and pasty can put a bit of color in my cheeks now. It's probably still not perfect. It looks a bit sepia toned to me. I'm not sure how it looks to everyone else, but it looks a bit sepia toned to me. Looking at me on YouTube, yeah, it kind of looks the same. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's not too overdone with the color adjustment on the camera. The church humiliated you with an evangelist. Well, evangelists are shit. I really don't like evangelists. They are, yeah, they are betrayers of the faithful, as far as I'm concerned. I think evangelists are charlatans and con artists. Oh, I like that Mike's CrossFitter. It looks like I'm in the movie 300. Yes, and I'm under this T-shirt. I'm exactly as buff as the guys in 300. Yeah, okay, so we all agree I'm sepia tone tonight. Toby, how's AIDSy? Not well, not well. You know, he's soldiering on, but there's a lot against him at the moment, and he's not well. I'll try and catch up with him again soon, maybe get him in another video soon. Yes, Belinda, I am the warrior indeed. I'm not sure. Look, see, I've got the controls here, and I can adjust them. See if I can adjust the white balance a bit, and then I'm suddenly getting paler, less sepia tone. I don't know if I can. Then I'll go a bit orange again, I think. See, I can play with the color settings. I thought maybe make it less. That might work. A bit less bright. Yeah, I don't know if that's any better. I don't know if anyone thinks that's any better or any worse, but I can tweak it a little bit. Thanks for the vote of confidence in the sepia tone, Toby. Yeah, now I do look a bit Trump colored, don't I? Speaking of which, Frankie, you like the Trumpster's mushroom? Yeah, that was pretty disturbing, wasn't it? Maybe take a bit of the orange out. There you go. It's a little bit more like my pale self now. But yes, I don't want to get too distracted by the color, but I'm happy that I'm not looking as sort of washed out white. Tara, you got your audio routing fixed. That's a bit of good news there. That's good. Yeah, now it is definitely a bit orange, isn't it? Well. Say Levy. Yeah, Tendai, I could be Cheeto in chief. Just get a big boofy wig. Like a Trooper, that was a nice vision to get rid of all the extreme right wingers, Nazis, white supremacists on our planet. Yes. Hi, Megaleech. Yes. Okay, you agree it's Trump orange. That's an interesting one, though, buddy. You have a motor tick, and if you're near hard surfaces, you tend to hit them involuntarily. Yeah, I've known people who've had similar things. But yes, I don't know if I'm over fussing with it. Maybe drop the color. Okay, there we go. Drop the color intensity a bit more. Now we're getting back to the pale me, I think. I don't want to get totally distracted, but yeah, I do want to experiment and get better. I think even if it's a bit sepia, a bit orange, it looks better than the really washed out white I had the last couple of live streams. So it's good. Oh, dude, it's your head that you hit on hard surfaces? No, okay, I can see why that would be a bit of a problem. It's not something you want to do a lot of. Or a ring light. Oh, wait a sec, I've got an idea. Let me try. Now I've got a bit more control over things. Oh, and I have letters too. Okay, you're gonna hold the fort. I'm gonna be gone for about 5 seconds while I grab something. All right, what's that doing? Okay, now that's brighter. Let me see. Turn back that brightness a bit. That's actually probably a bit better, isn't it? Probably a bit better. Just my 5 head reflecting all the light. It's still on some friggin' auto thing. And I wish it wasn't. You see, if I put my hand up there to reflect more light, it goes darker on my face. Put my hand down. I wish it wasn't. I can't find an auto setting for that, and that is bugging me. That is indeed bugging me. Ah, well, I don't think I have any way to really fix that. I look a little high contrast. I have actually got the contrast turned up a bit. I could turn the contrast down. There we go. And then, oh, that's maybe too low. A little bit more brightness. I don't know. Yeah, see, you could easily obsess over all these settings and whatnot. But yes. Oh, I see. I missed. We got into some nerd talk about video cards and whatnot. All the video cards got made more expensive by the people running the cycles for what do you call it? Like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So look, okay, it still look like a carrot. So I've turned down the color intensity again. Maybe that's better. Locust Trooper, why don't I have live making cocktails? Well, honestly, I was even thinking that this afternoon. Maybe I will. Maybe like at the halfway mark, we'll have a cocktail break. I'll make a cocktail. All right. So we're now deciding this is good. Okay, and leave it here. It's supposed to be. Ooh, wow. Okay, I saved those settings. What happened then? I think I killed it. What happened? Oh, damn. Did it freeze? It shouldn't have frozen. I don't know. Did it freeze? Someone tell me if it froze. It just froze on my screen, and I don't know if it really... Okay. Okay, that was really weird. Okay, we're back. Okay. That's super weird. You know what happened? Because I downloaded new software to... yeah, it's I downloaded new software and there's a little control panel that I was adjusting on, and I thought I've got it where I want it now, and I just clicked save, and it closed the control panel software, but it froze the image as well, which I wasn't expecting. But you know, that's something I learned now. So you know, there we go. Tendai, I don't think Arjit Pai's decisions have any control over what happens in Australia. Our own government has fucked up the internet so much that Arjit Pai can't make it any worse. Look, what's my favorite cocktail? My favorite's probably a sidecar, which is a pretty simple cocktail. I also like the various sours, various whiskey sours. They're quite simple, but I like them. So, I mean, a sidecar is just cognac or brandy, lemon juice, and an orange flavored liqueur. I use Cointreau. You can use triple sec, but it's those basic components: brandy or cognac, lemon juice, and an orange liqueur. I think triple sec is cheaper than Cointreau. I'm no peasant. I use Cointreau. And yeah, my other favorite would be the various sours. Yeah, a whiskey sour is as simple as a whiskey, and that's whether it's Scotch or bourbon or rye whiskey, or even Irish whiskey, I guess. I don't actually have any Irish whiskey. And it's like egg white and lemon juice. Not everyone puts egg white in it because egg white's fiddly, but you get it really foamy if you do it with it. It's not. I think it's a proper sour if you haven't got egg white in it, and that's a good drink. I do like it. I might make a whiskey sour at the halfway mark. I got some bourbon and I got some rye whiskey there, and I think, wait, oh man, I think I don't have any lemon juice, which would suck. Yeah. Charlie, you hate rum and Coke, but love rum with tropical juice. That's a very different taste. The way rum mixes with Coke is very different to the way it would mix with a tropical juice. Ha! All right, I like that joke. Nobody. Guy who ate a teaspoon of gunpowder every day to live longer. And he did live till 98, but all that's left of the crematorium where he was sent is a hole in the ground now. Yes. I like making drinks with rum. I found had the chili rock candy, dissolve it in white rum, silver rum, whatever you want to call it, white rum. I mean, there's the famous one, Bacardi, which I don't really like, but there's a Queensland one that's not that hard to get, Beanley white rum, and I put this red candy in that, so it gets the red color, and have that with tropical juices. I'm quite a fan of that one. Heine, what brand software? It's a Logitech camera, and so it's the Logitech software to do it. Lion Spider, you like Cuban rum. I'm not a huge rum drinker, but I do use rum as a mixer. I think that's Curacao. I think some people say Curacao. I don't know if it's Curacao because there's some white rum up there somewhere. It's all good. Oh no, Toby, is my live streams a bad influence on Celtic King's drinking? Well, hopefully he does get himself sorted on that front. That would be good. Charlie, you like the Kraken spiced rum? I like the bottle the Kraken rum comes in. Frank, have I watched UKNZ show The Tribe? I don't think I have. That doesn't sound familiar. I did see you say on Twitter that you've got the 9th, 10th, and 11th Doctors on disc. Nice. Nobody, you would actually be right in thinking that drinking could fuel depression. It is a depressant. It's not a stimulant. People go, it's a stimulant. No, it may lower inhibitions. That doesn't make it a stimulant. It is definitely a depressant, and it can trigger or make worse clinical depression in people. So if it's having a bad effect on you, very wise idea to cut back. Lion Spider, you go big when you do drink. Look, again, I rarely go big. What have I done in the last year? The two biggest nights. One of the VidCon night, actually the final night of VidCon, because I may have had a couple of drinks during the day as well, and then I went out with people getting drunk. That's probably the most drunk I'd been in a little while, but I wasn't falling over. I wasn't throwing up. Didn't have a hangover. Yeah, I did drink a bit that day, and there was also an event earlier in the year, a Melbourne Web Festival of Web Videos. On the closing night, I stayed out till, I was like dawn when I got home, 6 a.m. Yeah, that took a good. Again, it's not a hangover. I was just really tired. I did drink a fair bit that night. That took a good day or two to recover from, because like I got home at the time I'd normally be waking up for work, and whoa, I was really. Ooh. Hey, Luke, how's it going? But yes, so I guess I've only had, yeah, 2 big-ish nights this year. And neither time did I drink enough to, you know, fall over, lose consciousness, throw up, have a hangover. I moderate my drinking, I guess. I drink to have fun, and so I stop drinking when it's in danger of making me sick or something. So yeah. Oh, Line Spider, you went pub crawling with Irish mates. That is, yeah, as cultural stereotypes are likely to lead to significant drinking. Caveat emptor. Was that Luke? Apple iOS 12 measure app is being used to measure gains. Okay, I don't know what that is. Is that a feature on the new iPhones? It can measure things. The Tara would record a celebration video to send to Celtic King if he keeps out of trouble. That's a nice idea. What's that? Nobody, a Milton Jones quote. Used to think sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me until I fell into a printing press. Well, it's just goes to show. Tara, what am I drinking? I like this. I'm just drinking Pepsi. I found this, the Raspberry Pepsi Max, and I really like it. I wasn't sure because I really hate cherry cola, and I've tried like 3 or 4 different brands of cherry cola, and they always taste like medicine to me. I've never found a cherry cola that I liked. But that raspberry Pepsi Max, it's just a subtle taste. And as young Mr. Angry said when he tasted it, he said, I can smell it more than I taste it. Like, as you come out here, it's got a very raspberry smell in it. Megaleech, you like Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I don't like Dr. Pepper, although I haven't had it for a long time. I don't know, maybe my taste has changed. Maybe if I tried it again, I might like it better than when I tried it before. Luke, you haven't tried cherry Pepsi? Well, yeah, it's not around in Australia now, but I mean, I have seen it in the past. And I mean, particularly when I was in the US, there was a whole bunch of cherry cola brands, the obvious ones, Coke and Pepsi, and then a lot of independent brands as well. Yeah, and I very clearly came to the conclusion, just don't like cherry cola at all. Tentai, you like Fanta Fruit Twist. Yeah, there are some fanciful Fanta flavors about. And I mean, they're very sugary, but then again, I like sugary. But I don't drink them very often because I try to avoid the sugar. Charlie, is it orange? Is the Coke Zero in orange? I thought it was just regular Coke in orange. But is there the zero sugar one with orange flavor as well? Because I'd probably try it just for the sake of having tried it. But I thought it was just the full sugar Coke that they had the orange flavor of. Well, Tara, it sounds like you're really going to town with your studio setup, actually. Awesome stuff. Okay, well, Megaleech and Charlie are both saying 0. I thought I'd only seen it as the standard sugar Coke. I'm going to look a bit more closely then, because I just, at a glance, seen that I thought it was the full sugar Coke, which I don't drink. So, I mean, I don't really drink Coke Zero unless I don't have an option. But yeah. Sorry, like Jed's Jungle Juice. Geez, you don't see that around very often anymore. But yes. Oh gosh. The Frank and Nobody not fans of the sugar-free colas. Oh well. I had a thing years ago. I was drinking the Pepsi Max at work, and a couple of guys basically, I don't know how it came about, but they were asserting that it's exactly the same as Diet Coke. And I was like, no, it's not. They taste very different. And like, oh, they don't taste different. You're just fooling yourself. And I go, no, they taste very different. And so they had to do an experiment. They didn't believe me, as apparently a dishonest looking guy. So they did this blind taste test. Like, you know, I had to have my back to them, and they had the Diet Coke and the Pepsi Max poured a little bit each into glasses. And then I had to taste both and say which was which. And I got it right like 4 or 5 times in a row. Oh, Frankie, you got to go, mate. Oh, yeah, send me the link to the thing with the tribe, because maybe I've seen it. I don't know. But yeah. So I got the taste test right 4 or 5 times in a row, and they're really surprised. They go, it's not a big trick. They taste really different. And they kept going, and I had another one, and I tasted them both, and it was like, were those both Diet Coke? And then they looked at me like I was a witch, because we never allowed that as one of the criteria, that maybe they'd put the same in both glasses and see if I could tell. So they were cheating, but I could tell they were cheating. And then they looked at me like I was a witch. And I'm going, no, dudes, they taste really different. You didn't really believe me. Project Redfoot, how are you going? You're falling asleep. Okay, that is fair. I think it's very early in the morning for you, isn't it? Yeah. I was thinking, I don't know with the live streams, if I could try like another platform. I keep thinking of trying, what is it? Twitch. Because I know that's not purely gaming anymore, but I don't really know what you're meant to do on Twitch. Are there rules? Are you meant to log in a particular way? And my attention span's not long enough to really put the effort. I probably need to sit down with someone. Oh no, my person's giving me hiccups. All right. I need to sit down with someone who's really into Twitch and play with it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could make the live streams more of a show. I mean, Aidsy was talking about us doing like a video podcast, yeah, a weekly one. Maybe doing it as a live show, like, you know, on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and then possibly editing it, like the audio for a podcast, making it a bit tighter, because, you know, ramble a bit, and Aidsy rambles nonstop. And, you know, maybe you could make it more of a show, like, you know, saying, make a cocktail halfway through, or I mean, yeah, I need to go to a game shop and get a 20 questions electronic game, because those with long memories have been around when I used to do the live streams in blog TV days, and this is like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I would just like put an announcement video on my YouTube channel that said I was live on blog TV, and I'd go on blog TV for live streaming, because YouTube didn't have live streaming, or didn't have effective live streaming at that time. And I had a 20 questions thing. You know, it's a thing where you go, you know, is it animal, vegetable, mineral? And then you ask the questions, and it guesses what you're thinking of. And it was frighteningly good at it. Like, I reckon 9 times out of 10, we'd collectively come up with, okay, what are we going to ask the machine to guess tonight? And like 9 times out of 10, it would get it. And sometimes it was virtually abstract concepts that we were talking about and we get it. I think the one that weirded me out the most, because sometimes you could tell by the questions it was asking, it was really narrowing down what it was, and you knew it was going to get it. And other times it didn't seem very close at all, and then it would go, you're thinking of, and it would be right, and we don't go, fuck, how to do that. One of the ones that really surprised me, the thing we were thinking of was a waterfall, which is quite an abstract thing to describe. Like with some of the questions, the answer was quite ambiguous. And we were going, oh, it's not going to get it, it's not going to get it. The questions it's asking are nothing to do with a waterfall. And then it's like, okay, 20 questions. I'm guessing you're thinking of a waterfall. And we're like, oh my God. Oh, okay, Toby. Yes, well, you can tell CK that, you know, we were all send kisses to him as well. That's it. We could do Akinator. I could do that now. Who wants to do Akinator now? You can do it just on a web page, can't you? Akinator. I haven't looked at it for ages. All right, so I found the Akinator web page. Okay, let's do it. Who wants to play an Akinator game? This is basically, yeah, we got to guess. All right, we're going to play Akinator. What are we going to try and get a guess? Can be anything. Can be something real, not real. Can be fictional. You know, could be person, place, thing, animal, vegetable, mineral. Time to vote. Oh, Charlie, you're wondering if I'm... That's right, because it actually has YouTube personalities on it, doesn't it? A long time since I've played it. But I do remember, because it's not just mainstream celebrities. Although I guess YouTube celebrities are mainstream celebrities now. But yeah, okay, everyone should vote. What do we want Akinator to try and guess? We're going to go with it. Animal, vegetable, mineral. Is it real or not real? Any of these things. That was always the traditional opening question for 20 questions was animal, vegetable, or mineral. Oh, look, I think Melbourne's a bit easier. Charlie, you think it should be me? Or a Cliff from CrossFitter? Yeah. Donald Trump seems a bit easy, Belinda. If it couldn't guess the president of the United States, I wouldn't have thought that it had very good database of questions. Again, some people think these things are like some form of artificial intelligence or something, and they're not. They're databases with decision trees, and there's a big database of things in there, and sort of like, you know, ticks off what they are. You think it only does people or characters? Let me have a look. Oh, it's a character. Okay, yeah, you're right. It has to be a person. Will we see if I'm on there? Because then you get to answer questions about me. I think we'll yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, because years ago played with it. I don't know. All right, I'm going to see if it's got me on there. So it's going. The first question is, does your character really exist? So I will yes. I'm pretty sure I exist. Is your character a girl? No. Does your character have a gaming channel? No. Although maybe I should. Is your character American? No. Is your character Australian? Yes. So 5 questions in, it knows it's an Australian. Is it a sportsman? No. Is the character a YouTuber? 7th question. Yes. Is the character older than 18? Yes. Is the character usually known under his full name? Okay, this is one where I have to ask advice. If we're saying my full name is AngryAussie, something would be funny for, I guess it's Friendly Geordies. Okay, let's pretend my full name's AngryAussie for the sake of this question, I guess. We'll go with that. We'll say yes. And see what it is. Sorry, this next one might be a source of some consternation. The question 10 is your character homosexual? No. Although some people who consider, foolish people who consider that an insult. Does your character have a long beard? No, I don't have a long beard. I have a short beard. Here's another one. There might be some conflict in. It says, does your character have trouble with learning? Now, I say no. Again, some of my detractors might argue the point, but I'm going to go with no. Does your character have more than one tattoo? That's a little bit of, what do we call it? Trivia. That's the word I was looking for. Who knows how many tattoos I have? This is a question. And I also don't know if that would be common knowledge, but yeah, it's an interesting thing it's asking. You know, does your character have more than one tattoo? I don't know, does everyone with tattoos always show them off? The short answer is no, because I don't have any tattoos. Oh, they might be on to me with this question. This question is, does your character swear a lot? I fear we have to say yes to that. Is your character from gigantic at 5'4"? I don't know what that means. So I'm going to say no. Is your character linked with video games? No. Does your character perform on stage? No. That would rule. It's now asking if I'm gay. It's already asked if I was homosexual. Now it's asking if I'm gay. Dude, one-track mind. Does my character have braces? No. I assume it means teeth braces. Does my character have a twin? No. Is your character nicknamed Dibbles? Okay. Has anyone ever called me Dibbles? I've not. Does anyone know? Does anyone know of an Australian YouTuber with the nickname Dibbles? I mean, yeah, there are millions, or not millions, but thousands of Australian YouTubers, and I don't know most of them. I'm not aware of someone with the nickname Dibbles. How many questions does Akinator ask? Because classically, you only ask 20 questions, and we're already up to 21. Oh, Belinda, there is a channel called Dibble Vlogs. There you go. Okay, but I'm not nicknamed Dibbles. Is my character naturally blonde? No. Did your character escape from prison? No. This is hard to answer if I'm answering it from my perspective. The next question is, are you hoping to get together with your character? I think in the overwhelming majority of cases, the answer is no. And I mean, we've heard from Celtic King often enough, certainly, but I think in the majority of cases, The answer is actually no. And I'm not sure how that would help you guess the character, but I'm going to say no. Does my character live with one or more teenage girls? No. Young Ms. Angry is actually not. Oh, that dipshit. Isaac Butterfield. He's a right-wing fuckhead, isn't he? And he's got a big beard. There's a question about a big beard. Does a character have a beard? Yes. Is your character from the game Life is Strange? I've already said they're real. The character a lacrosse player? No. Is your character comedian on YouTube? I guess I say yes. Is your character Japanese? No. We said Australian. Does your character have long hair? No. Is your character known for yelling? Well, yes. I think we have to say yes. Can your character reverse gravity? So many of these questions are useless. Is your character from Dinosaur King? No. Does your character have a sister? Yes, I have several. Does your character play video games with a group? No. Is your character associated with the Janoskians? No. Has your character played for Everton? These are useless questions. Does your character have black hair? When I died, I do. Did your character run away from home? No. Is your character Asian? No. Is your character muscular? No. Is your character obsessed with cleaning? No. Does your character play Fortnite? No. Do we hear your character rather than see him? No. Is your character from Little Nightmares? No, these questions are shit. Is your character brown? I'll tell you one thing. The word character stops looking like a real word when you see it 50 times in a row. I was just looking at it and thought it no longer seemed like a real word. Is your character in a relationship? Yes. Does your character prank their partner? No. I am your father. And there is just a random dude. Random dude with a big cigar. So, okay, no, it doesn't know me. I thought, is your character related to Astaf movies? No. I'm going to make one more. Is your character from Australia? It's asked that, yes. Has your character ever been married? No. Has your character ever auditioned for X Factor? No. Does your character like sandwiches? I guess. I don't talk about sandwiches, but I guess I like them. Does your character use deodorant? Oh my God, yes. Is your character from YouTube? Yes. Does your character often appear without a shirt? No. Is your character obsessed with Pokemon? No. Is your character's work dangerous? No. Oh, gee, this is a contentious one. Is your character a demigod? The game admitted loss more than once, Line Spider. I just kept going. I'm going to let it make one more guess. It's no good. Am I a demigod? I mean, there's a temptation to say yes, but I guess to stay within the parameters of it. So no, again, this is actually quite useless. Does your character have more than one channel? Yes. Character wear flip-flops? No. Is your character only famous under a nickname? Yes. Character of Asian descent? No. You've asked that thing. Been to Holby City? No. Does your character work in a tavern? No. Does your character have a spiky back? No. Does your character have pierced ears? Well, yeah, but the holes have grown over, but I guess technically yes. Is your character from your family? No. Is your character from a series of unfortunate events? No, I've said it's a real person. Is your character related to Pokemon? No. Is your character part of a two-person team? They asked that before. No. Character's job typically done indoors? Yes. Does a character have brothers or sisters? Yes. Character linked with science? No. Do you and your character have the same grandparents? I'm going to pretend this is you asking this and saying no. Was your character part of Asking Alexandria? No. Does your character mostly play in comedies? I'm going to say yes for argument's sake. Ah, now it thinks I'm Max Mofo. You're wrong. I'm going to tell it I was put it into its memory and I was thinking about AngryAussie. But those were shithouse questions. Oh yeah, and I am on the list. It's like 60 useless questions. Anyway, get rid of that now. I'm gonna, yeah, Akane, that was useless. I'm gonna, but I'm gonna go to one of the like game shops and get a 20 questions machine because that was fun. That Akinator was kind of shit, quite honestly. Oh, Cospiter, does your character enjoy a halal snack pack? Yes, I had one the other day. Although actually, technically, it was a Greek snack pack. It was from a place up the road. Is it like a Greek takeaway and restaurant place? And they had the Greek version of a snack pack. So it was the chips and cheese, and it was the Greek style gyros. Lamb and chicken, and there was like Greek sauces rather than Asian sauces on it. But it was pretty damn good. Alsafa, I kind of assumed I'd be too obscure for the machine, but it did have my name in there. It had AngryAussie in there. Oh, Tara, you can, that's Mrs. Angry. You can hear coughing occasionally. See you later, Toby. Tell CK that we all love him too. So I actually have some letters, possibly from Celtic King. It's from the person who doesn't say who they are, who just puts weird things in envelopes. Might be Celtic King. Yeah, see, this is again. It's weird things. There's an empty Mars bar wrapper and some receipts. Who does that? Who does that? Lets me know they've been buying cola and other soft drinks and Mars bars. Yeah, like that costs $1 to send me that. So, you know, I open these with caution. There's another one, more receipts. Just letting me know they've been buying, what's that? Oh, recharging their Optus prepaid. That's good. Got to keep your prepaid thing up to, these are just receipts. Someone mailed me receipts. Just, okay. Yeah, life is weird. People say, hey, do you ever get weird people through your YouTube channel? Go, well, yes, but I like to think weird in a good way. I don't know if you noticed what I stuck on the fridge there. Those are fridge magnets of channel art that someone did for me. I had fridge magnets made, and I meant to sort of give them away. Hey, send me a postcard with a return address. So you have to have an address that you're not freaking out if I have it. So that's why I have a post office box so people can send stuff to me. But yes, look, send me a postcard and I'll send you a fridge magnet. Look, I'll show it to you up close. These are about the size of a postcard. I have some smaller ones that have AIDSy on them as well. You see that? Someone did. Oh, sorry. So there's there's an absurdly tough cartoon representation of me, and that's AIDSy looking like a zombie. There's a little bit of Mistress M there, looking like a cyborg. But yeah, send me a postcard, and I'll send you postcard fridge magnet. Yeah, Sarah, it is a little while since I got receipts in the mail, but I had some too. I check the mail because actually I get an email if mail arrives in my post box. So I don't know if there's someone there. Yeah, Luke. Yes, I don't know if I'll ever bring back the Angry phone. Maybe one day, I don't know. Toby, I got a shit ton of books and other religious bullshit. You know, and some of them I kept because I thought they were interesting and I might use them for something. But a bunch of them went into recycling. Like I got one, someone has told me out, came from the States. It was a huge fucking box, weighed a ton, must have cost a fortune to send. And this evangelical mob sent it. I think that was the inspiration for the cigar because he's like got a gun and everything. It's very 18. Love it when a plan comes together. Okay, Locust, you want me to make a cocktail? I'm already about the halfway mark. All right, I will actually do that. I just got to get a couple of ingredients and components for making. Toby, do I still have the VD letter? I do somewhere, honestly. I always said I'd put that on my blog, didn't I? And I never did. And I never do anything on my blog. I'm quite lazy. Thing, yeah. Oh yeah, Belinda, that's VD, Video Dude. He's in jail because he wasn't just prone to angry outbursts at me. Apparently, he was into angry outbursts in the street, and he attracted the attention of some coppers. I think he was smoking dope, and they smelt it or something, and he caused a scene, and they tried to frisk him, and he punched a cop. And he ended up in jail for possession and punching a cop. And he's still in jail, Toby reliably informs me. Safa, yeah, be a bartender apart from the antisocial hours and shit pay. Whereas in my normal job, it's normal hours and I get paid a lot more. Like I probably get as much in a day as a bartender gets in a week. So yeah, not to boast too much, but yeah, I think bartending is notoriously hard work and shitty pay and shitty hours, very antisocial hours. Hey, Logan Paul, how you going? All right, I'm going to grab a couple of components. I'm going to get my cocktail shaker for a start. This. All right. My little cut glass tiki mug, my cocktail shaker. Get a small turkey rye whiskey. What have I got in here? Yeah, this will be interesting. This will be interesting because I don't have any lemon juice. So I'm going to do lime juice, and I don't know what that will taste like. This will be an experiment. And I want an egg. Egg. Okay, and I'm going to get something from around here to put the egg into. Okay. That's everything. You should see it. Okay, so cocktail hour. Yes, nobody, just hospitality generally is shitty conditions, shitty hours, and shitty pay. Yeah, Charlie, that is a good question. What's wrong with your psyche when you start fights with a cop while smoking weed? It's supposed to chill you out. Tindo, I did not hear that South Africa had decriminalised weed for personal use. That probably still makes depending how they've done it, does that mean you can legally buy it or you can legally grow it? Because, yeah, if they just decriminalise personal use, how do you actually get it? Yeah, Logan Paul, you haven't been here for a little while. Good to see you back. So, okay, I'm going to make a whiskey sour, which you normally put lemon juice in, and I'm going to put lime juice in and see how that goes. This will be an experiment. First crack the egg, but only want the egg white. So we just sort of keep the yolk in the half shell and drain off the egg white. That gives the cocktail body and makes it frothy. There we go. Like jizz drops of bloody egg white. Come on, trim off. Anyway, that'll do. I'll save that egg yolk for something else. Put the eggshell away. Right, so egg. There's the top, little Tupperware thing, and I keep the egg yolk in. Gonna make a brandy flip with that later. Okay, so egg yolk, and use whatever whiskey you like. Scotch makes it all smoky. I tend to like bourbon more than Scotch as the mixer. Where'd I put? Here's my little jigger. I like to measure it. Precisely. This is actually rye whiskey, which is slightly different to bourbon, made from different grains, basically. So just one measure of the rye whiskey. Put the lid on here. And I'm going to put some lime juice in, as I said, is a little bit of an experiment. Now, I'm going to put something in that not everyone puts in to the whiskey sour. Sugar syrup, simple syrup. It's basically sugar dissolved in water. You can make your own, but I just bought this one from a bottle shop. The bigger bottle shops have sugar syrup in their cocktail section. And you can get a few variations on it as well. There's one made with agave, which I think tends to be called agave. So one measure of the sugar syrup and lime juice. It's better. Fresh juice is better, but you can like buy the little things of juice from the supermarket. All right, so this is going to be a lime sour. I don't know how that's going to work. Well, now here's a little bartender trick. When you're shaking with your shaker, often you put ice in to make it cold, obviously. But with egg white, when you're trying to make it whip up, it actually whips up better if you shake it first without the ice in there. That's called a dry shake, which is a bit weird because it's not dry, it's liquid. So give it a good old hard shake for, I don't know, depends how vigorous you're feeling. Do it for 30 seconds or longer. Got to really whip it up a bit. And then you do a second shake with ice to get it cold. And that's called the wet shake, which, yeah, is pretty weird, calling it a dry shake and a wet shake. But, yeah, you just want that to really get in there. Now, what I might actually use, because I've got ice here from my drink, I might just use this ice. So now we add the ice. Now this is going to get noisy. Like the maracas now. And with these metal cocktail shakers, it gets painfully cold after a while. Just shake it like a Polaroid picture. And then we pour that out. What are you saying you at Logan Paul, or is it was it the mention of egg? And so, yeah, sort of see it's quite foamy. That's from the egg white. That's why you add egg white to get that foamy consistency. Oh, that's really good. It's the first time I've made it with lime juice rather than lemon juice, which is traditional. That's pretty good. Shaking that up, is that the most physical activity I've had today? Possibly. I was walking around earlier. Yeah, that might be the most physical activity I've had today, that minute of shaking. But oh no, that's pretty damn good. Yes, the sour is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, well, Locust Trooper, I might make another one before the end of the show, but I got to drink this one first. Oh, Safa, I did see the Captain Marvel trailer. Very keen to see that movie. See how it is. She's fighting the Skrull. Like, a lot of people didn't get the joke when she punches the old lady. It's a bit of a trailer where she punches this old lady who smiles sweetly at her. But the Skrull are shape changers, and they're one of the big Marvel baddies, and they haven't been in any of the Marvel movies yet. And so apparently Captain Marvel is set in the 90s, and she's fighting the Skrull. Oh, God. Logan Paula, how fucking insecure are you? The poster's sexist because it says the future's female. It's a catchphrase, man. Get it done. Happening. Oh, look, it's a fun troll. There is no article calling me a nonce. A dribbling fuckwit Nazi cunt drooling out a blog post is not an article, you sad, worthless sack of shit. And I'm not even aware of that, actually. But yes. Like a stripper. Do some cooking. I mean, I could. I'm in the kitchen anyway. Yeah, well, here's the thing about text, Logan Paula. There's no way of knowing that you're only kidding. I can only look at the words you type on the screen. Yes, Tendai, a neat little bit of graphs. Well, obviously, you're seeing Nick Fury with his eyes and hair, and obviously our man Sam Jackson has 2 eyes. He doesn't need to wear an eye patch. But yeah, they have digitally euthicized him. In post-prod, they've made him look 20 years younger, which is fun, I'm sure. Like a stripper, if I cooked, what would I cook? What sort of things do I normally cook? I normally cook quite simple things. What have I cooked in the last week? Well, yeah, I mean, really simple things like, sausages. Cooked shepherd's pie yesterday. We'll make burritos or other Mexican food sometimes. Maybe butter chicken. Make a little fried chicken, kind of like homemade popcorn chicken. That's very yummy. I like making that. A bit labor intensive. Oh, no, buddy, that's excellent. Yeah, losing weight, 72 kilograms, 184 centimeters. See, that's about what I should weigh, and I just weigh like twice that much because I'm a lazy fat bastard. Yes, Tendai, chimichangas. Let's get the chimichangas happening. Chimichangas are fried, aren't they? Am I right in saying that? I have some memory that chimichangas are fried. Oh, I could be wrong. There is actually a really good Mexican restaurant up the road from my place. It was up the road, a couple suburbs away. But I found it because I was going to the movies, and it's very nondescript. It doesn't look very flash, but the food's really good, and it's actually Mexican people who own it, which is somewhat of a surprise for Melbourne. There aren't that many Mexican places that are actually run by Mexican people. I've been to a couple, but yeah. Oh God, nobody, you can see your ribs. So you've maybe lost too much weight. Is that what you're saying? Like a stripper. What can I cook in a microwave? I think, yeah, microwave, that's just frozen meals from the supermarket. That's what I cook in the microwave. AZ always wanted to do a cooking show, like cooking on the dole, like cooking food when you don't have much money. Oh, no, buddy, you ran for a kilometre on an empty stomach. Yeah, that would make your ribs stick out. Definitely. I'm just doing something while I think of it. That Line Spider, you saw The Nun. You were laughing while other people were gasping or screaming. Yeah, don't get into, like, that's part of that whole chain of horror movies. I don't get into them. Now, it's not Taco Bill. Yes. Taco Bill's a little chain of Mexican places around Melbourne. It's not Taco Bill. It's an independent place. Ah, yes, Catherine, mug cakes. Mrs. Angry has gotten into making mug cakes. There's actually a little recipe stuck on the fridge there for making a mug cake with 3 ingredients. But yeah, Logan Paul, what do I think of the Serena Williams thing? Depends what it means. See, that means a whole bunch of things depending what you are. What do I think about Serena Williams losing her shit? Look, she raised some points, and it's also not completely without merit when people said, well, you know, she's making millions of dollars. Maybe she should just shut the hell up. But I think there clearly is some validity to her saying men behave far worse than she does without censure. I'll tell you one thing that pissed me off. I saw a couple of people circulating this. They go, here's, oh, hello, Mimsy. What are you doing? You going to come up here? Yeah. Some people pissed me off. They shared this thing. Here's the statistics of all the cautions and whatever's over the years. And see, the numbers are much higher for men. Serena Williams is wrong. Men actually get penalized more than women. And that's bullshit. That is like very, 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 very poor use of statistical information. That's using one data point that told you one thing and asserting it meant something that you don't have sufficient data for. Are you going to come up here, Mimsy? What you doing? Meow. Meow. She wants me to pat her. Can we come up here and say hello to people? No? Yes? Maybe? No? No? Okay. You going to go up on your stand? You going to go up on your stand? Yeah, she's going to go up on a stand. Okay, we'll make Mimsy the center of attention. Where is she? There she is. There she is. She loves doing that, sharpening her claws really aggressively against the post. Then sort of, no, you're not even going to, okay, fine. She's not going to jump on top. I thought she was going to. But yeah, when people presented this thing saying, oh, look, over the years, there's been much more stuff cited for men. Therefore, men actually get judged more harshly than women. That data set does not show that. That just shows the incidence. It doesn't tell you, you need some sort of secondary analysis of, well, how often do the men do shit? Serena Williams was not saying, you're not fair, you penalize men more often. Sorry, you penalize women more often than you penalize men. That isn't what she said. She said men get away with this shit without being penalized. They go, oh, men got penalized more times. Maybe men behave worse far more often. Oh, there you go. There's Mimsy. You know, your fans are watching. I mean, you go up the top one where everyone can see you. What you doing? What you doing? Up here? Up here, and then everyone can see you. No? You never sit there. Why are you doing it now? She's so weird. Oh, I agree, Le Heretic. Serena Williams is a goddess. There's this big video screen in Melbourne Central where they had this big video ad of Serena Williams. So it was like about a 10-meter tall Serena Williams, and she looked like a goddess. It was amazing. She's such an amazing presence. Look how much she really gets into it. Like, yeah, all your fans are watching, Mimsy. They know that I'm your slave. They like seeing you get the pats and the scratches. She likes the scratches. You know, maybe under the chin, yeah. Behind the ears, yes. Oh, yes, she likes that. This is for the next hour, it would just be me patting Mimsy. Yes. Yes, that's what she wants. Yes. Yes. Scratch me there. I demand attention. I demand attention. There you go. My arm's getting tired, Mimsy. You need to settle down. I think she feels hard done by that I've just stopped. It's like it's not fair, is it? Maybe, look, I can move over a little bit. Move the camera over a little, again, a bit more. Do that. There you go. There, you're there in all your glory now, Mimsy. Oh, it's funny. You had a cat who could slice up an artery. Oh my God. When my first year in college, I lived with my sister and her husband, and they had a Siamese cat that was a psychopath. It was just this really lean, muscular Siamese cat, and he would sit there like he'd like be sharpening his claws between his teeth. He'd just be dragging his claws between his teeth. It's like sharpening them. And like I can't. He had a wasn't a cat door. There's a window that was propped up and had everything and a little thing about this big for the cat to come in and out at night. Yeah, the equivalent of a cat door, but it wasn't in a door. It was in a window. And one morning, came down to the kitchen and it was full of fur, like there's ginger fur everywhere, blood. There was quite a bit of blood. There was ginger fur everywhere. And we realized what had happened is a neighborhood cat had wandered in through the window at night, and house cat, who was called Sheesh, did not take this very well and went on a murder attack on this other cat. And I'm sure that cat just wanted to get the fuck out, but it didn't know the kitchen and it couldn't find the way out because it's just a little thing this big in the whole kitchen. And there was fur and blood all over the kitchen. So yeah, she had really mutilated some other cat. I said, like, what do we think of the iPhone XR? I haven't like physically seen the new iPhones. I haven't had a new phone for a couple of years. Maybe I will get one. I don't know. I'll go in and find out pricing. They're so expensive in Australia. Locust Trooper, should you go to the doctor if your left side ball is really huge? Yeah, because when AZ's ball swelled up, he had necrotizing fasciitis. If you get an irregularity in your body like that, you should definitely go to a doctor. No two ways. Wow, the lime juice has a somewhat sharper, I should have used less lime juice. There's a somewhat sharper taste than lemon juice does in the sour thing. Was that Charlie? You had a tuxedo cat, and the neighbor's border collie was terrified of it. Yeah, some cats get really iffy about dogs, and when they get super aggressive, a lot of dogs don't know what to do about that. No, I possibly shouldn't laugh at that, Heretic. You've been a dog person since you were a kid, and your cat scratched the fuck out of your face. That would turn you off cats. You know, I think. Locust Trooper, have you never heard that story about AZ? He, many years, like almost 10 years ago now, summer, he's sitting with friends watching TV, he's wearing shorts, and what happened is an ant crawled up the leg of his shorts and bit him on the scrot. And he went, ow, and scratched it and thought nothing more of it, went to bed, and he woke up and his balls had swollen up about this big, which he thought was impressive and his wife thought was horrifying. He's in the hospital. What had happened is just a 1,000,000 to 1 chance. The ant, I don't know, it had dirty mandibles. I feel like I need to adjust the camera. Just like tilt it down a little bit. There we go. There's too much empty space over my head. Yeah, the ant had dirty mandibles. And when it bit him and then he scratched, he broke the skin, and something that was on the ant's mandibles infected the scratch, and he got a flesh-eating bacteria, necrotizing fasciitis, which, well, I was going to say almost killed him, technically killed him twice. He just came back both times. Yeah. So, yeah. So if your balls swell up, go and see a doctor. That's not a good sign. No, buddy. Well, the new iPhones, one of them's bigger. I'm not getting it because this, I've got, you know, the Plus. This is like 2 generations old. And it still fits into a shirt pocket, which I need, like for work. I like to listen to music at work. It has to fit into a shirt pocket. I think the new bigger one wouldn't fit in a shirt pocket, so it'd be useless to me. So I don't want one that's bigger than this. So I will have to test that out, basically, and find out what's what. But I love the new camera technology on the phones. I really want them for that. But yeah, the $1,500 dues for an iPhone in Australia is pretty full on. I just show you love the South Park app where the dads get ball counter to get medical weeds and then they hop around on the balls like space hoppers. Yes, that was funny. I actually, because I used to be really into South Park and I hadn't watched it for ages, and a streaming service, you know, would let me download recent episodes, recent episodes. So I think the most recent ones was the 20th season. I think they're up to season 22 now. It was like the 20th season, and I hadn't watched it. And so I watched the first episode from the 20th season, and I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I couldn't really get into it. I mean, hey, it's way better than the 20th season of The Simpsons. But yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't quite doing it for me. And yeah, that's also because, I mean, this week I watched the season 5 of BoJack Horseman, which was great. If you've never watched BoJack Horseman, I really recommend it. And if you have watched some BoJack Horseman but haven't watched the season 5 that was just released, I recommend watching that because I found it very good. It's probably not going to appeal to everyone, but I really liked it. I think is it this week? Speaking of Netflix shows, a new season of The Good Place. Looking forward to that because I really like The Good Place. All right, it's like we had that conversation about graphics cards being super expensive, and that was largely because of the demand of them for cryptocurrency mining. That's a weird temporary bubble. I think it's only a temporary bubble in graphics card prices, but yes, they did get expensive. You may be right, Charlie. Matt and Trey might want to retire from South Park, but I think it's worth a lot of money. It's kind of hard to retire from something that, you know, was your little creation and you make a huge amount of money from. And they seem to have always had a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. So yeah. So yeah, but I mean, it's like, you know, they tried their hand. They did a stage musical, Book of Mormon, and it's huge record-breaking stage show. Definitely like the stage musical of the 21st century. I think that's a reasonably safe thing. Oh, maybe depends if you like straight up comedy or more serious. Like some people might argue, what's that historical one with the all black cast? My brain's gone blank. Manuel Lin Miranda's show. Oh God. What, I can remember the fucking lyricist songwriter, and I can't remember the name of the show. How weird is that? It's an American political person. Oh God. I keep wanting to say Jackson, but it's not Jackson. Locust Trooper, I am a very good speller, and I'm good at grammar as well, and I'm a little bit obsessive. I usually find myself restraining myself a dozen times a day on social media from correcting someone's spelling or grammar, because you don't make friends doing that. That's it. Thanks to you, Tendai Hamilton, named after Alexander Hamilton. Don't know why I blanked on that. Could remember the fucking composer, but not the name of the show. Okay. That's a normal person problem. Was that Lines Buddy? You were going to see it in Sydney, but went to see Priscilla. See, here's the thing. I fucking hate musical theatre. I hate the concept of musical theatre. I'm a bit of a snob like that. But then again, I also haven't gone even to traditional theatre in a very long time. Because even traditional theatre is an expensive indulgence. So yeah. Oh, nobody. Well, I say like I'm obsessive about comments. Not in a live chat. I just mean when people post stuff on Facebook or Twitter or stuff. But yeah. Catherine, do I think shows have too many seasons? I could nominate a whole bunch of shows that ran far too long, and The Simpsons would be up there. But they keep making them as long as they're making money on them. Like I heard the story, apparently the Big Bang Theory was finally going to go off the air. I like the quality shows that had a definitive storyline. Like they always knew, like this was going to go for 5 seasons, or this was going to go for 7 seasons, and that would tell the whole story. And you're not going to keep flogging a dead horse. But yeah, just your bog standard shows. I mean, like, you know, the Law and Order shows that have run for 20 or 30 years. It is pretty wacky that those shows ran for that long. Oh, Line Spider, you're saying Prada's Priscilla is a lay girl thing. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. There you go. Exactly, nobody. Sorry, Catherine. Traditional theatre, yeah, it's a very expensive indulgence. So I'm more into film, I guess, for my entertainment. I know, but I can never get into Big Bang. So much of their fucking humor relies on, well, rape, basically. It's like, oh, girls don't like me, so I'm going to get them drunk so they can't refuse me. Like, yeah, dude, that is both legally and morally rape, and I'm not sure why we're saying that's a big ha-ha funny joke, because that's fucked up. What do you think? Oh, I thought you were saying love a good Netflix series, but you're saying there's a series on Netflix called Love that goes for 3 seasons. Okay, cool. Catherine, that's an interesting one. Supernatural went on forever. I don't think it was meant to go on for more than a decade, but yes, it did. I mean, what do I into? Like, well, okay, BoJack Horseman's up to its 5th season. You know, apparently they sold another 5 or more seasons of Rick and Morty. But yeah, you know, and The Walking Dead's been running for ages, but The Walking Dead comics been going for even longer. Not sure. It's very interesting because the comic can keep going forever, for as long as the writer wants to keep doing it. But of course, the TV show is getting to the stage, you know, 10 seasons in. A lot of the cast are going, I don't want to be stuck in this show forever. I want to go off and do something else. So, like the very strong rumors, the lead character Rick will go in this upcoming season. Remains to be seen if that does happen, but that's a strong rumor. But hey, maybe they can, you know, focus on different cast members, and it won't be that big a deal. But yeah. Oh, Biori, okay, I'll throw in that I disagree with you completely on The Walking Dead. I think it's quite a good show. But again, that's personal taste. There's nothing wrong with you not liking a show that I like. That's purely personal taste. I only get worked up when it's fuckheads with an agenda who say, they try and say, oh, no, I object to that on artistic grounds. No, you fucking hate women, or you hate the prominence given to minority characters. You're actually a bigoted piece of shit, and I can see right through you. But I'm purely like, I'm just not into it. Hey, Peter, how you going? It's Mimsy. Show She loves attention. She hasn't been here for a while. Oh yeah, I did see that, Safa, a live action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was never hugely into Avatar. I thought it was pretty good, but I was never hugely into it. I think there's a new animated series on Netflix made by the people who made Avatar called The Dragon Prince or something. Looks pretty good, and I've heard good things about. I'm with you, Catherine. The Good Place is great. I love The Good Place, and there's the new season's, I think, this week. I think it's this week. Looking forward to that. Locust Trip, you want me to make another cocktail? No, I've finished this one. Yeah, well, I think I need to rinse my gear like a good druggie. Got to keep my gear clean, so it's not contaminated. I'll make my other favorite cocktail. Yep, nobody having trouble with the comics? That's okay. Yeah, I'm going to rinse my glass and my mixing gear, and I'm going to make another cocktail because that's the type of guy I am. Okay, so you just hang out with Mimsy for a minute. Mimsy, keep everyone occupied, okay? I'm going just here to rinse things good. You looking after everyone, Mimsy? Yes? Yes? All right, that's what I like to do, Mimsy. I'm going to keep everyone happy. All right. So, for my next trick, I will need some ice. Okay, so, what do I say? I'll tip that out. Good. All right, so I'm going to get a big block of ice for my glass. Oh, I've got these big squares of ice. They sit nicely in my little cut glass tiki mug. Put that back. Now, bit of ice in my cocktail shaker. Right, ice, Cointreau, brandy. I know what juice I'm going to put in. Normally I put lemon juice in. I don't have any, but I have a little bit of a tropical fruit juice. What are those? Oh God, I've forgotten what they're called. Persimmons? They're popular in the Philippines. Tiny little citruses. They're like micro oranges, about this big. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I feel like they might be called persimmons, or although I might be getting that wrong. All right, so I am going to use some sugar syrup again. So a little bit of sugar syrup in there. One measure of that. And we go one measure of the Cointreau. Oh yes, Mimsy is definitely the star. Are you like just sipping on Cointreau? Yeah, I don't often do that with spirits or liqueurs. I do sometimes, but I quite like it as a mixer. So some Cointreau or another orange. Kumquat. I think you're right, Charlie. Kumquat is the thing I'm thinking of. And brandy or cognac. This is a relatively cheap brandy I'm putting in. Actually, I think it's a litre bottle. I think I maybe got that from Costco. I was due to go to Costco to get some more cheap giant bottles of booze. It's got 3 months of it. So yeah, this is I'm just gonna make sure. All right, well, thanks for dropping by, nobody. Locust Trooper, if you send me weed in the mail, will I smoke it in the live stream? No, because I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything. And you would be breaking the law if you sent weed through the mail. So don't do that. So I've got a little bit of juice in here. Not quite a full measure. I don't know. I might top it off with a little bit of lime juice. Bit of lime juice in there as well. All right. Alrighty, so that's all in there. So now we do the shaker. Music's fascinated. All right, that's painfully cold. Don't want to hold on to that anymore. Got my little thing to filter out the ice. Pour that over the big square of ice. That smells good. Have I tried Maxwell's mead? I'm not really into mead. I have had mead. Not really into mead. It's too sugary. So you see it's got the color of the juice that's in it. Yeah, I'm a little surprised the noise didn't bother her either, Charlie. It just seemed to intrigue her as much as anything. But this is a sidecar. Oh, and it does taste a bit different because I put the kumquat juice in it. Oh, it's good though. It's really good. Yeah, the sidecar is definitely one of my favorite cocktails. How old's my cat? She's old. 13? 14? She's old. You're old, Mimsy. Don't want to make you feel self-conscious, but you're old. Oh, okay, Locust Trooper. Glad you liked it. With you, buddy. Empress EO. Found out you're trapped in an endless cycle. No one can figure out how to stop, and after discovering it, it's fucking terrified. Yeah, are there specifics? That's a very general thing, saying we're trapped in an endless cycle. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. That's a good one, Peter. The Abbott Turnbull Morrison show needs to be euthanized. Next federal election, man, they're getting euthanized to fuck. Yeah, Mimsy was already more than a year old when we got her from the shelter. She's a rescue cat. And she'd already had a litter. And we got her ages ago. So I don't know, she's like 13, 14, 15 years old now. Like, Trip, you want me to do a cooking show? That's slightly harder to set up. Only slightly. I can maybe do, it would be very hard for me to keep track of the chat as well as cooking. I'm not sure that I cook anything that interesting. Probably the fried chicken's the most interesting thing. But yeah, I don't know that, like I cook things like spaghetti and meatballs. Blender, do I think Bill Shorten will be leader of the ALP? Yes. I think the ALP has gone in, they've had little backroom talks and go, look, it is obvious this changing of leaders pisses people off. We need to not do it anymore. And they've just had it played out. I honestly have trouble believing the Liberals did what they did to Turnbull, because that's going to cost them so fucking much. I think, even though it wasn't a particularly good thing to do, the I think Turnbull was right that him replacing Abbott was the only chance the Libs had at the previous election, and they just barely scraped in. But I think if Abbott had stayed leader of the Liberal Party, they would have suffered a pretty solid defeat at the last election. But then Turnbull was a bit of a non-event, and now people have turned really hard. This whole thing of offing him and replacing him with Morrison has not gone down well with Liberal voters, and swing voters have just said, yeah, fuck off. So basically, the Libs are getting creamed at the next election. Like, I think about the most conservative call is them and their one-seat majority. They're going to lose at least 20 seats in the next election. Some of the more enthusiastic predictions have them losing more than 40 seats. And that's, I mean, that's brutal. That's a crushing defeat. That takes a long time to come back from. But yeah. Okay. Oh, Catherine, sorry. I'm trying to work out what you meant, Catherine, but you mean to do a cooking live stream. Yes, I could just, well, see, it's not even the laptop, because now I'm actually using a webcam. I easily could. It would be hard for me to notice the chat while I was doing a cooking live stream. So yeah. I'll let you, but last summer I did do in my backyard live stream with AngryAussie, because it was light, very late into the day, and I thought that'd be fun. But then we were talking about terrible, objectionable things, and I just realized our voices were just going over the back fence to the neighbors, and I thought, this is probably a bad idea, and I didn't do it again because I thought it's probably not putting me in good standing with my neighbors, quite honestly. So, oh look, Tara, you're right that the extreme right was very angry with Turnbull about the whole marriage equality, but Turnbull's a goddamn idiot. The way he tried to suck up to the extreme right, who were never going to be his friends, and he kept selling out every principle he had to appease the extreme right of the Liberal Party, and they never played the game. They never said, okay, you gave us what they want. They were just worse to him. It's like, dude, harden the fuck up. Stop pandering to these people. They're never going to be your friend. Just say fuck them. Just go, here's the actual policy. Have them, they're not going to love you for something you aren't. So have them hate you for who you are, for fuck's sake. It was like pathetic what he was doing. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Turnbull debased himself so much, and for no good reason. He didn't gain anything out of it, because he never got the extreme right on side. They never stopped attacking him. So he should have stuck to his fucking principles rather than selling out to people who hated him anyway. It was pathetic. Like, Turnbull is seriously going down in history as a complete fucking failure. Realized his lifelong ambition and then failed to do anything with it. That's like serious shit. Oh, yes, you're right, Belinda. Morrison refusing to sack Dutton over the au pair scandal. That could come back and bite him, because there's plenty of time. There is plenty of time before the next election for even more evidence to come up, and for Dutton to face potential charges for conflict of interest. And Morrison will look really bad then. But yes. So, Lucas Trooper, do I have any outside project this summer? I don't know. I'd like to do some outdoor videos for the summer, but yeah. Oh yeah, look, Lion Spider, I'm with you completely. Turnbull caved to the extreme right on the whole debate about the LGBTQI issues and marriage equality, saying, oh, it's just robust debate. No, it's fucking hate speech, man. You're pandering to bigots, and you're treating like people lying and saying hateful, bigoted bullshit. You go, that's adult. It's not adult discourse. It's bullies, thugs, liars, and bigots abusing some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And to say that's adult debate is fucking cowardly. It's not like I'm going out on a huge limb there, calling Turnbull a coward either, but he fucking is. Oh, thanks, mate. Fresh new ideas. I like it. I do have a bunch of ideas. I want to try different things. So always, YouTube is really weird. Like, you can do literally anything. But various times when I've tried different things, they haven't been particularly popular with the audience. But that's okay. I just do it for fun. I don't have any delusions that I'm going to be a huge YouTube star. I'm just doing it for fun and these type of interactions that I really enjoy. So I'll do different things if I think they're fun, and hopefully at least a few people will think they're fun and enjoy them. But yeah, I think I should do something clickbaity. I'm just not very good at it. I should. I mean, like, if I was just chasing views at any cost, the obvious thing I would do is get involved in dramas, involved in beefs, because there are certainly enough complete fuckheads making videos attacking me. A lot of people would see it as completely legitimate if I attack them back. I have no interest in being defined by people like that. Like, yeah, it would be a cheap, easy way to get some more views, and generate some drama and whatnot. It's like, no, it's like they're really fucking pathetic losers, and I just prefer to ignore them, because to get involved in the drama and have a beef, I'd have to watch their videos, and it's hilarious. The people who've made the various attack videos on me seem to get really upset that I don't even watch when they do it. Like, he did a big takedown of you. And I went, no, life's too short. Actually, life's too short. I'm just not interested. And they get super pissed off. No, don't go. No, oh, you shit of a cat. Don't go over there. Oh my God, she gets obnoxious sometimes. Get down. She's not climbing all over the kitchen counters. I will throw something at you, I swear. I'm just trying to find something not breakable. Now she's in the kitchen sink. Serious. All right, this is plastic. This won't hurt her or break anything. Get out of the sink. Get out of the sink. Bloody hell. She can be a real shit sometimes. All right, she's gone now anyway. I'm going to straighten the camera over here a bit. She is being bad. She occasionally, like the other day, she's climbing up the kitchen counter. I went bad. And then there's a porcelain things like a butter dish and whatnot. And she knocked them off the bloody counter. Fortunately, just onto a bit of lower counter, so it didn't break or anything. There's like a tile floor here. Anything ceramic falls off the counter, it's going to smash on the floor. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But she can be she can be a real shit when she wants to be. But yes, oh, Taz, you're still here. Now you'll notice you didn't hear around meow. I just threw the little plastic bottle next to her to startle her, but she got the message and got down. She was climbing in the bloody sink. I don't know. Maybe there was a plate in there that I don't know had some meat juices on it. Oh, Charlie, Cats Love Taps. We have done a thing because our master bedroom has an ensuite. And Mimsy, in particular, was drinking out of the toilet bowl. We worked that out because and the toilet seat would be really dirty. And you go, why is the toilet seat? Anyways, there are dirty cat paw prints on it. So they've gone, they've been out in the yard and got their paws dirty. And then she's gone sort of climbing down to drink out of the toilet bowl, got her paws wet, so they're like slightly muddy. And then there's dirty paw prints all over the seat. So to discourage her from doing that, we put a jug, like a water jug, a pitcher, filled it with water, and sat at. We have a jacuzzi. You want different places for me to do a live stream. I should do a live stream from the jacuzzi one night. I keep threatening to do that, and I just never have. But I could do a live stream from the jacuzzi. Geez, Celtic King would like that. If I was doing a naked live stream from a jacuzzi, I'd make it like a bubble bath. So the bubbles came up to about here. So the squeamish wouldn't see anything they didn't want to see. And the Wi-Fi would probably work in there. The sound would probably be terrible. It would probably be really echoey there in the bathroom. But anyway, so we have a jacuzzi in there. And so we now put a water jug on the side of that, like a pitcher, and fill it up. And both cats drink out of that. There's Mimsy and Shadow both drink out of that. They love it. I don't know why. They've got water bowl, but that's somehow better for them. And so sometimes, like, I don't realize they drink it to half down, but they still want. And I'll go in the bathroom. They're basically their whole heads inside this jug. They're lapping away at the water. So I fill up. And I mean, sometimes I've gone to lap it up with stuff floating like cat spit floating in it. Yes, you're bad. That's okay. I will pay. Are you going to come back up now? Going to come back up? Yeah, there you go. Come back up, but stay there this time. Yeah, she's doing the scratchy thing. See, and she's back. Oh, now she's got on the top thing. There you go. You got on the top thing. I'm going to scratch you from there. Yeah, she is good. Oh, yes, Catherine, I have a jacuzzi. I kept kind of threatening to do videos from the jacuzzi, and I just haven't done it. Locust Trooper, you're looking for a man too. Okay, just not Celtic. Yeah, that's fair. I have to try and get AngryAussie in. Like I was saying earlier, AngryAussie wants to try and do like a weekly podcast that maybe we do like a live video stream and edit it for a podcast. But I just worry that his physical health won't let him do it. Like his desire and his goals aren't backed up by his physical ability, because he's really quite unwell at the moment. So yeah, so I'd like to, and it was kind of like in anticipation of that, because I literally never listen to podcasts. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I never listen to podcasts, and I listen to music. And people say, you should do a podcast. I don't know that people really want to hear me on that. I don't know what people do on podcasts. So I started listening to a couple. Some were recommended. There was one called Nerds versus Geeks that a friend recommended, and I really didn't like it at all. It was far too hype for me. The whole thing, Geeks versus Nerds, was all they argue, would this sort of pop culture thing beat this pop culture thing? Like when I started listening to, would Pinky and the Brain beat Invader Zim and Gurr in taking over the world? But it was just, that's so hype. Everything was hype. Yeah, let's hype it up. And it was like 20 minutes, and it was still just the introduction to the podcast. Oh, I was so fucking sick of it. Maybe I should give him another chance. But then AngryAussie recommended one, and what's the one he recommended called? He's going to be disappointed that I didn't like it, because he really likes it. It's called Distorted View. And I did not like it at all. And he'll probably be disappointed to hear that. Oh, yes, Milkman. Yes, yes. Pussy on the live stream. Yes, indeed. Lion Spider, I love Pinky and the Brain too. I also love Invader, Zim, and Gurr. Emperor C8, you listen to podcasts when designing Doomsday devices. See, I usually listen to music. MBAM is good fun. I'll tell you who I did get into, the Blind Boy podcast. Very weird Irish humor duo called Rubber Bandits. They're famous for wearing plastic shopping bags on their head, and they had some very weird comedy songs. One of their most famous one is called Horse Outside. And the story is basically they're at a wedding, and he's trying to pick up a bridesmaid, and she's going like, no, all these other boys have a nice car. Fitzy has a Mitzi, and someone else has a Honda, and why would I go with you? And he's like, fuck your Mitsubishi, I have a horse outside. And he's saying, I'm cooler than all the guys with their sharp cars because I have a horse. And it's like, okay. But one half of the Rubber Bandits, who calls himself Blind Boy Boat Club, has an extremely popular podcast, the Blind Boy Podcast. It's fucking good. It is really good. I've listened to a grand total of 3 or 4 of his podcasts in the last week. They're very good, and I really like them. He talks philosophy and politics, and he's just funny and engaging, and he's great. So yeah, 2 that were recommended to me that I really don't like, but the Blind Boy podcast I think is great. I'll try and find some more. Locust Trooper, if I've had strike, I have had strikes. for a bizarre reason with another channel I set up for someone else, I had a copyright strike at one point, but that only ran for 3 months. As sort of too complicated to explain. It wasn't even my channel. It's just a channel I set up for someone else, and it had my email address on it. So when that channel got a copyright strike, it affected my main channel, which was shit. I'm trying to think, I think I may have had a community strike once. I don't think so, but I have had videos deleted. I've had people, they've gone like, no, that video's against standards. It's been deleted. That's happened, you know, in 10 plus years. That's happened 2-3 times. I've had a lot of videos age restricted by a lot. Actually, not that many. Out of thousands of videos, it's maybe a dozen, 2 dozen got age restricted. Line Spy, someone claimed copyright on your face. Man, that's intense. I've had bogus copyright claims. I've like music that was based, like it was done, music on some of my videos that was made from GarageBand loops, and someone claimed copyright on it. And I traced it back, and it was like, yes, it's like released on some dance music CD, but it was just a fucking GarageBand loop. And I just contested it and went, no, fuck off, man. That was made from a GarageBand loop. Whenever I've contested a copyright claim, I've won it. Sometimes I've let them sort of make a copyright claim because it's like someone's made some music and an independent person said, hey, yeah, use this music, I've used it. And then they've ended up getting signed to a publishing company who then retrospectively did a claim, and I went, I don't fucking care. It's an old video. No one watches it. I'll just let them claim it. So, yeah. That's an interesting one, Mega Leech. Companion to The Expanse. There's a sci-fi podcast called The Churn. I might look that one up. Locust Trooper, I do not agree with you that YouTube's dying. I still don't think there is a serious competitor to YouTube. If Facebook got serious about paying independent creators and prosecuting those shitty fucking meme pages that steal content from independent creators, Facebook would have a chance. But they don't do either of those things at the moment. So I don't think there is a serious contender to replace YouTube. I mean, Twitch has a whole different sort of platform and medium, which is why I keep thinking I should try and work Twitch out. But I don't agree that YouTube is dying. YouTube is changing. YouTube is in some ways getting more difficult, but I don't agree that it's dying. Lines Buddy, you had someone who was upset, said you invaded privacy when you uploaded a speech at a public protest. Yeah, YouTube gets a bit funny. If you don't have explicit permission from someone to post something they did on YouTube and they lodge a complaint with YouTube, YouTube will usually go in their favor. The actual legality of that is quite complicated because in simple legal terms, people don't have a sort of legal expectation of privacy when they're in a public place. But even though, Line Spider, what you posted would have been 100% legal, if YouTube gets a message from someone saying, oh, that's me in that video and that's not my channel and I don't want it there, YouTube will probably decide in their favor, even though what you've done is 100% legal. YouTube's just trying to defend itself. The person's a bit dickish saying that you can, oh, he lost it. All right, so you counterclaimed. Well, that's good. You counterclaimed and said fair use, because you were definitely in the right if you're just making a speech at a public event. That's not private. But as a default, if someone makes that complaint, most times YouTube will issue you a notice saying, this person says you're infringing their privacy, and you have to either accept it or file a counterclaim. Locust Trooper, do I think there will be a YouTube killer one day? Yeah, one day, yes. But without exaggeration, dozens of people have tried over the years and they've all failed spectacularly. And that's been everyone from startups through to big companies like Yahoo. Did a very expensive and completely failed attempt to compete with YouTube. Like I said, Facebook could quite easily become a very serious competitor to YouTube overnight if they showed the most basic respect to individual creators. And that means two things. One is paying independent creators for uploading original content to Facebook. And second, and this is probably even more important, respecting the copyright of those individual creators and taking down those pages that steal people's content. They don't share links. They don't put a link to a YouTube video. They rip the person's video from YouTube, cut out all identifying information, and then upload it to their own page, because Facebook punishes you for linking to YouTube and rewards you for uploading native video. So Facebook actively rewards people who steal content. Facebook has to get serious. It's basically should be the same as YouTube, 3 strikes out. If one of these pages steals an independent person's content 3 times, the page should be shut down. But that Facebook doesn't want to do that, because if it's a page with millions of followers that generates a lot of traffic, it makes a whole bunch of advertising revenue for Facebook, and Facebook's own advertising revenue is far more important to them than the rights of independent creators. Facebook are essentially lying fucking thieves at the end of the day. No, Locust Trip, and Mega Upload was never a threat to YouTube. They might have wanted to be, but they were never any sort of reasonable threat. Except Milkman, new videos service will never pop up powerful as YouTube. You raise a very good point that Google can afford to run YouTube at a loss, whereas a startup can't. That is actually really valuable. But this is where I come back to Facebook. Facebook can afford to run video at a loss just to keep people in the Facebook ecosystem. If they treated independent creators with any sort of decency, they would be a major threat to YouTube. But they've so far shown no inclination to do that. They'll respect the major media companies, but not independent creators. Oh, 10 that's for people who don't know, there's a whole thing with fruit getting needles stuck in it. Someone who was pissed off, I think, at one of the fruit growers, strawberry growers, did this thing of sticking needles into strawberries because it's peak strawberry season. Strawberries everywhere. They're really cheap. And that caused a bit of a stir. And now there are reports of needles showing up in other fruit and veg, bananas and mangoes and whatnot. And now it's clear there are people who just think it's funny. They nothing to do with whoever was doing it originally. They just think it's funny. They go into a supermarket and stick needles in produce, and it's just one of those stupid fucking things. It gets in the public eye, and people are dickheads, and so people do dickhead things. And yeah, it's very hard to get an idea of what's real and what's hype. But it's a bit of a shit show, the whole needles in fruit. It'll die off. It was a thing for a while. The government's done this stupid thing where they have gone for full-on prosecution for anyone who does it. It's like, yeah, okay, it's like, you know, women are murdered literally every week by domestic partners and you do fucking nothing. But hey, someone stuck a needle in some fruit. Woo! Bring in some new harsh laws. Politicians are fucking shit. Okay, I'm going to go. Lucas Trooper asks, before I go, can I explain racist laws in Australia? There's a racist woman who got to fine lots of money calling Chinese women. No, I have no idea what you're referring to, but in general, there are hate speech laws, racial and religious vilification laws in Australia. If you do something to attack someone on grounds of their ethnicity, race, religious persuasion, you can face criminal prosecution. I do not know which case you were talking to, but there are most certainly vilification laws in Australia. So if you launch a significant attack on people based on their race, ethnicity, religious affiliation, sexual orientation, etc., you can face criminal charges. And personally, I think that is a good thing, because I think the people who think that's a bad thing are usually pieces of shit. That's just my 2 cents. Yes, strawberries were cheap anyway, but they're probably even cheaper now because people have been scared into not buying them. I saw all that videos of literal truckloads of strawberries being dumped because supermarkets would not buy them because people had got freaked out and wouldn't buy them, then became this vicious cycle. But this shit's all going to settle down in a week or 2, I reckon. It's just media hype. It feeds on itself. It was never a big deal. Like, all you have to do is cut your fruit and you're not going to get any nasty surprises. But I think it's just media hype and it'll die down in a couple of weeks. But yeah. Oh, look, it's 10 o'clock. It's time to go. You got one last little sip of my cocktail. All right. Thank you all. Once again, AG Mentor, you've got here just in time for me to say good night. Thank you one and all for joining me tonight. It has, as usual, been a very entertaining time sharing a bit of time with you. Hope to see you again soon. I'll try and make a video or 2 tomorrow or over the weekend. We'll see how we go. Look after yourselves. Be well. And I hope to see you all again soon. And take care in the meantime. And I will say bye for now. And I click stop. And I honestly never